Welcome back everyone, where I monetize here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the price of Bitcoin and also some very fascinating information when it comes to Celsius, Alex Mashinsky, and all the executives over at Celsius who were basically telling us that they were not selling their tokens, and indeed they were. So here's some information that came out recently. Basically, the Celsius token was inflated. How did that happen? Well, Celsius was taking user deposits and they were using those funds to actually prop up the price of Celsius. So Alex actually ended up being one of the first people to jump ship. He was literally on AMAs saying that he was not selling any Celsius tokens, when indeed there are records showing that within weeks he was selling his Celsius tokens. Like I mentioned, they used users' funds to pump Celsius tokens, and they also used users' funds and basically used funds to create a hedge fund. They were shorting Bitcoin, lost tens of millions of dollars in the process. So at the end of the day, Celsius was kind of acting like a hedge fund, and that is one of the reasons why so much money was lost. So as Alex is, over here pointing fingers and blaming everyone else why Celsius collapsed, okay, he has barely taken even at all any responsibility, okay, when he is the one that jumped the ship first. Not only him, other main executives over at Celsius, and also you can actually see transactions from Alex's wife's account of her also making withdrawals, also selling Celsius tokens. So a lot of really interesting information coming out of there. I'll be getting into a little bit more information when it comes to Celsius in just a few moments. So just in, Binance CEO denies Bloomberg report stating the company is considering delisting all US-based cryptocurrencies. So I find it very interesting to follow the used car market, and obviously one of the reasons is because I have a rental car business here in Puerto Rico, and so we're always kind of interested in where the used car market space is. So used car prices are skyrocketing at a concerning pace. Prices have increased 4.1% so far this month, the largest February increase since 2009. This is really fascinating to me that car prices have increased so much. It's also interesting because of the fact that interest rates are also extremely high. So let me give you an example. So here in Puerto Rico, back in April of 2021, you could get a loan from PenFed, and that was for a brand new car at 0%. And so I reached back out to basically the salesperson over at the Jeep dealership here in Puerto Rico, and he was telling me that PenFed rates are now starting at 5.39%. That is quite a difference there. Okay. One of the biggest landlords in Los Angeles just defaulted on $755 million in loans for 2 skyscrapers as remote work keeps offices vacant. Here's just a little bit of a summary of layoffs that have come in 2023. Yahoo, 20% of their employees. Coinbase, also 20%. Twilio, I don't even know what that company is, but 17, probably a tech company. Zoom has laid off 15%. Salesforce, 10%. Amazon, 18,000. Google, 12,000. Microsoft, 10,000. I don't know why Facebook isn't in here, but I know they've laid off at least 11,000. Breaking: police seized more than 500,000 USD from Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan. New car prices hit an all-time high as well in January. I guess that's an average price, $47,743. I remember when you could get a brand new car for lower end car for under $20,000, and I feel like those days are so behind us. I saw one of those Hummer trucks pass me the other day, and so I was really interested, and I looked online to see how much it was going for, and the starting price was like $108,000, so pretty wild. And those nice Broncos, I was looking at those maybe last summer when they first came out, starting at $85,000, pretty wild. Just in, SEC charges Terra and founder Do Kwon for fraud. This is an important thread about Celsius. Since filing for Chapter 11, Celsius has been evaluating all options to maximize the value of their assets. Today, we provided the court with an update. After running a comprehensive marketing process, we were pleased to share with the court today that we have reached an agreement in principle with a plan sponsor, Nova Wolf Digital Management LP. The transaction includes these key forms of consideration for customers. Earn creditors will receive a distribution of a liquid cryptocurrency on the effective date and equity share tokens that represent 100% of the tokenized equity in NewCo. Earn creditors with claims below $5,000 will fall into a convenience class that will receive a distribution in the form of BTC, Ethereum, and USDC equal to 70% of their claim in liquid crypto. To be honest with you, I'm happy with 70%. I know it's not everything, but it's actually more than I kind of anticipated. After finding out all this information of Cell being pumped, of basically Celsius running like a hedge fund, losing tens of millions of dollars, shorting Bitcoin. NewCo will be led by reputable digital asset investors and operators and will be a regulatory compliant public reporting company 100% owned by Earn creditors. We look forward to continued dialogue with the UCC, Nova Wolf, and all key stakeholders as we explore this proposed transaction. All right, so that is an update when it comes to Celsius. Just in, U.S. judge to revoke SBF's $250 million bail unless he agrees to severe restrictions on internet use. Supposedly, he got caught using a VPN while watching the Super Bowl. Average 30-year mortgage rates in the U.S. in the 70s, 8.9%. In the 80s, 12.7%. In the 90s, 8.1%. In the 2000s, 6.3%. In the 2010s, 4.1%. 2020s, 3.9%. Today's rate is currently sitting at 6.3%. Breaking: Nigerians revolt at the central bank after it declared old currency notes no longer legal tender. Typically, when you go to Google Trends and you actually look and see which countries are looking up Bitcoin, Nigeria is typically at the top of the list or pretty darn close to it. The CEO of YouTube has stepped down. And like I mentioned earlier, new car prices at a record high, just like used car prices. So cars in general are at an all-time high. All right, do not forget, I have calls down below. You can go ahead and book a 30-minute call with me. You can ask me anything you like about Bitcoin, life in Puerto Rico, even if you want to travel to Puerto Rico, kind of help you put your itinerary together. So make sure you utilize that call if it's something that you'll find valuable. 2 more weeks of some upside, then we may see a pullback. Let's take a look here at the daily. So the daily made a lower low here, but Bitcoin has made a higher high. It started trading above the high of this candle right here, 24,254, very key point, and it has moved above that. So the high of yesterday was 25,248. So we are just about approximately $300 from yesterday's high. Daily chart looking primed, looking like there is more room to the upside. This right here is the 12-hour chart, and 12-hour chart is looking strong as well. This is a 4-hour chart looking quite nice here. It looks like, well, let's see. The high of this candle right here is a 25,248, and so the high of this candle right here is 25,22. And so if on the 4-hour we can start trading above the high of that candle, that could be quite interesting. This is the hourly right here. We want to see it starting to trade above that swing high. Bitcoin was looking pretty weak here, but then we saw this nice jump. And from a percentage perspective, let's go ahead and check that out. The low here. So almost like, yeah, basically a 6% gain on Bitcoin. A really nice move, actually. 30-minute chart looking excellent. Let's take a look here at the 15-minute. 15-minute also looking very strong. We are headed into a 3-day weekend. Monday is a holiday. It is President's Day. Honestly, it's really hard. I feel like in Puerto Rico, holidays don't really exist. It's like, I'm never like remembering that there's holidays. Sometimes they pass by without me ever really noticing. And sports also feel like they don't exist here either. So the 5-hour chart looking very strong on Bitcoin. We have Ethereum sitting at 1711, gold sitting at 1843. Gold saw another bump in the price today. Coinbase stock sitting at 65.46. We have DOT sitting at 736, Link sitting at 751, XTZ sitting at 115. So across the board, most coins are up between 5, 10. Storage coin is up almost 15%. So a lot of green across the board. Let's go and take a look here at Tesla. Tesla sitting at 206. Let's see here. Yeah, Tesla sitting at 206. And this is a 5-minute chart. So trended upwards and then a little bit of a pullback over here starting at this candle. Let's go ahead and zoom out to Tesla on the daily chart and see what it's looking like. Tesla looking strong on the daily chart. So across the board, markets are looking quite strong. Let's go and take a look here at SPY. SPY down on the day. And interesting here. So SPY sitting at 406.87. Let's go and take a look here at the 5-minute. And so it looks like stock market's going to be, I believe, open for 1 more hour. You might already be closed by the time this video goes up, because it will take a moment to get it up. But a little bit of trading sideways down here on SPY for a good chunk of the day, and then trending upwards towards the end of the day. Let's zoom out here on the daily chart on SPY. Let's see here, 1-day chart. So a little bit of a gap down on the daily, and the daily does look a little bit on the weak side. I would anticipate a pullback to at least probably 396 because the daily has made a lower low. Let's go and take a look here at marijuana stocks. So interesting. The crypto markets are looking significantly stronger than other markets. Significantly stronger. So not as much correlation, but we have Tilray sitting at $3. It got down to, I believe, about $2.90 at some point today. To like mid 290s. So that's what we're basically seeing there. So that's all I have for you today. It looks like Bitcoin is headed into the weekend strong. It looks like it's doing its kind of own thing. We're seeing a lot of strength. Obviously, that was a really excellent buying opportunity on that pullback today. If you were able to grab it at about, the mid $23,000 range. So yeah, Bitcoin looking very strong. That is all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.